Breaking news in the majors, the Dodgers placing Tony Gonsolin on the 15-day injured list with a right forearm strain. Now, forearm strains are often a precursor to Tommy John surgery, but the LA Times reports that the Dodgers feel they caught the issue early and he should be back this season. Gonsolin, the leading Cy Young candidate in the National League. He has the best record in baseball, tied for the most wins in baseball. He's been pretty much unhittable in August. 16 wins, an ERA just over 1, and his opponent batting average just 169. He was scheduled to get the start tonight against the Marlins, but going to miss that start and at least one more for the Major League leading LA Dodgers. Let's get Matt Snyder in here. Matt, we still have a full month before the playoffs begin. Timing of the injury could be better, I guess, had it been earlier in the season. Is this going to be an issue for the Dodgers?
Yeah, it's hard to know. It's hard to know the severity. Like you said, they said they think they caught it early enough that it's not going to kind of snowball into something long term. And if that's the case, then this really is not that big of a deal for the Dodgers. They have a 19.5 game lead in the NL West, a big enough lead over whoever wins the NL East. At this point, maybe the Mets, maybe the Braves. They're going to be the number one seed in the National League. You're going to have the top overall seed in the playoffs. So if they get to the World Series, they should have home field for the World Series. The only impact would be if this did bleed into the playoffs. Still, they have a really deep rotation. They've already been able to withstand losing Walker Buehler for the rest of the season and probably all of next season. They've got Julio Urias throwing like an ace right now. Tyler Anderson, very good kind of frontline to mid-rotation guy. Dustin May just got back from Tommy John surgery and he's looked great. I don't know how deep into games they would want him to go in the playoffs, but that three right there, really good shape. Clayton Kershaw's coming back later this week from injury, so that's four. All you need is 4 playoff starters. Gonsolin should be back for the playoffs, so they should be okay. Maybe the biggest impact is Gonsolin doesn't push Sandy Alcantara for NL Cy Young, but I think Alcantara was the front runner anyway. They need to get Gonsolin right. If they're going to win the World Series, they need to be at full strength. But for now, it's probably not the hugest deal as long as what they said was true and they caught it soon enough.
Going to miss at least a couple of starts here. Regular players have the 10-day injured list. Pitchers go on the 15-day injured list. That's where Gonsolin is going with that right forearm strain. For the Dodgers, I mean, really the only thing out there is trying to reach that 116 win mark and win pretty much all the way out and set some records because, as you mentioned, everything else has been taken care of already. The division, they have a 7.5 game lead on the next best team in Major League Baseball. So what's going to keep the Dodgers going here in this last month to keep the momentum into the postseason? Because so often we see difficulty with teams in this long season keeping it going when there's really nothing to play for.
Well, yeah, here's the interesting thing about baseball is I always like to say it is a team sport or it's an individual sport masquerading as a team sport. That is to say the pitcher versus batter, that's an individual matchup. Anytime a ball's hit you on defense, that's kind of an individual play. Now you need to call the ball in the outfield. You need to go in tandem on double plays and stuff like that. But still, essentially, you're kind of playing for yourself out there. And there are a lot of guys through this season on the Dodgers who have been kind of inconsistent. You're thinking about Max Muncy or Justin Turner, players like that. They're going to want to try to get themselves right before the playoffs. Somebody who's playing as well as he can, like Mookie Betts, he probably wants to keep playing as well as he can. So it's kind of an individual basis, on a daily basis going out and playing your best baseball that you can just so you're ready for the playoffs. Or even, they might even treat it like in a way like spring training where you're playing the full games and that if there's something to work on, hey, a reliever, let's go out and only work on fastballs today, something like that. They have the luxury to try to do that and to make sure that everybody's kind of all systems go once they hit the playoffs. Gonsolin's just another aspect of that where once he gets back, it's about managing his forearm, making sure he's in good enough shape to get deep into his starts in the playoffs. It's just a bunch of things like that where it's getting yourselves ready, trying to stay healthy, which they're not, but trying to stay as healthy as possible and kind of getting everybody feeling so that they're feeling the best that they possibly can hitting October.
15-day injured list for Tony Gonsolin, going to miss at least a couple of starts, but the LA Times reports the Dodgers feel like they caught that forearm strain early, and he'll be able to return at the end of the season in time for the playoffs. That's Matt Snyder here on the World Series favorite LA Dodgers. They've already lost Walker Buehler. They haven't had any problem with that. Now they lose, at least for the time being. Tony Gonsolin, 16-1 record, an ERA just over 2, and it might put an end to his hopes to win the NL Cy Young Award. He was up there among the favorites without Contra, but missing a couple of starts this late in the season might be tough for the Dodgers, who are plus 350 to win it all.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.